Last Friday, President Donald Trump spoke to a group of police officers, telling them that the days of prioritizing criminals before the hard-working men and women of law enforcement are officially over. Rapper Chris Brown was apparently deeply offended by the president's remarks, taking to social media to accuse Trump of sanctioning police brutality against young black men. However, an unfortunate secret from his past came back to haunt him. When you see these thugs being thrown into the back of a paddy wagon, you just see them thrown in, rough. I said, "Please don't be too nice," Trump told an audience full of policemen and women on Friday. "When you guys put somebody in the car and you're protecting their head, you know, the way you put their hand over. Like, don't hit their head and they've just killed somebody, don't hit their head." I said, "You can take the hand away, okay?" added the president. Naturally, Chris Brown, the king thug himself, took issue with Trump's remarks, insinuating that he essentially gave the police a free pass to use excessive force. This is laughable, of course, because excessive force ought to be Brown's middle name. Indeed, he has become more widely known for his violent episodes than he ever was for his music. On February 8, 2009, Brown punched, choked, and bit his then-girlfriend Rihanna, leaving her with visible facial injuries and in need of hospitalization. 3 years later, when Good Morning America co-host Robin Roberts asked Brown repeated questions about Rihanna during his visit to the show, Brown became violent once again, storming off the set, and throwing a chair through his dressing room window. However, Brown's thug behavior didn't end there. On June 14, 2012, he was involved in a brawl with fellow artist Drake and his entourage at a New York nightclub in which about 8 people were injured due to broken bottles and punches that were thrown. In 2013, Brown was involved in an altercation with Frank Ocean over a parking space outside a recording studio in West Hollywood, California. According to police reports, Brown pushed or punched the singer. Ocean did not press charges, even though Brown also reportedly threatened to shoot him, according to Billboard. On March 7, 2013, Brown became hostile with a valet outside of a Los Angeles bowling alley after the parking attendant requested the $10 charge to release the singer's car. He followed this up by violating his probation in July of the same year when he was involved in a hit-and-run accident. In October, Brown was arrested for felony assault after punching a man outside the W Hotel in Washington, D.C. On June 2, 2016, Brown was accused of punching a woman in the face who tried to take his picture after a nightclub performance in Las Vegas. Later the same month, the rapper's former manager filed a lawsuit alleging that Brown assaulted him in an unprovoked drug-fueled rage. 1 year ago, Brown was arrested on suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon after a female alleged that he had pointed a gun at her face. When the police were called to his home, an all-day standoff ensued. On February 21, 2017, Karrueche Tran, Brown's then-girlfriend, said he often beat her and threatened to kill her. She was granted a restraining order against the violent rapper. As Chicks on the Right notes, Brown has never faced any real consequences, even though his rap sheet is a mile long, literally. He did do a stint at a rehab in Malibu, but that was far from prison time and more like a vacation. Even then, he was kicked out of the fancy rehabilitation facility for breaking program rules by acting violently. It seems odd that this career criminal has never had to pay for what he's done, considering every police officer in America is out to get young black men like himself, doesn't it? No wonder he's so invested in keeping law enforcement officers powerless. If Chris Brown is so worried about violence, he should start by taking a damn look in the mirror. Thugs in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Please share the story and tell us what you think by clicking one of the buttons below. We want to hear your voice.